Good morning. Oh, sorry, I'm sitting. Sitting is occurring. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the button. Wait, hold on. No, I have to hit this button first. This is the button. How weird is it? It's so weird. It's just a weird...
I have the thing.
Yeah. There you go.
Thank you.
It's just a black, empty background. It feels wrong, I know.
It does.
It feels wrong, but it is the way that it is. There's nothing we can do. We have all of our video games in boxes in the other room. For now, there is only rock. There is only rock. We could, I guess. So we have a. I guess we first have an Eddie.
You'll yodel with worthlessness when eating Tiny Eddie's fizzy fudge shavings.
That's what's from Denise. This is Eddie. I'm tired. Give me an energizing snack, please. You'll yodel with worthlessness when eating Tiny Eddie's fizzy fudge shavings.
I once had a chocolate candy bar with Pop Rocks in it.
Yeah, it's like you take the block of fudge, you shave it, but it's also got that sounds kind of fun. It's a novel
Kinda.
experience. Yodeling with worthlessness is definitely some sort of mood. Anyway, thank you. Yeah, we do have a few more streams. Look at how much space you'd have if you didn't have 5,000 video games. But we still have the shelves. The video games take up basically no space.
The taste is in the keyboard. Tiny Eddie's Canyon Indignity Delights.
That's what it's Marty. Yeah, Eddie, first time asking for something. Go wild.
Eddie sure did.
Tiny Eddie's Canyon Indignity Delights. My favorite part of this is the taste is in the keyboard insinuates that, like, they first create the food, they have someone...
Take their keyboard and flip it over and shake all the...
Yeah. Or I was going to say, eat the food over the keyboard to create the environment.
I don't know if I'm hungry anymore.
Yeah. This might be a friendly reminder for everyone to, like, every once in a while, clean out your keyboard. You know, and everyone's got different, like, levels of how they want to do that, because some people just get the little brush and do the... do that, and then other people may, like, if they got the removable, they take off the caps. There's different things you could do. If you have an Apple keyboard, you just throw it in the trash. You can clean them. It's just much harder. Oh God. Packing up the video games while also yodeling with worthlessness. We pack up the video games, packed them up real good. We packed them up just like we should. Now you know they're in boxes in the other room. If we don't get them unloaded, we'll certainly feel doomed. Certainly feel doomed. This is a good time
To ask you.
How does one yodel?
What if you never do that again?
Listen. Yeah, really? Great Julia Childs. Yeah, it really did come out that way. Listen. Do you know how hard it is to try and sing a song and yodel? Do you know how hard? Haley said, so glad I don't have audio on. That was 6,000 bits from DishNet. It says, sing about packing up the video games while also yodeling with worthlessness. It was a worthless yodel, so I guess it worked. I actually... Sorry, it's not like a big detour, but it's like a slight detour. A slight detour in that I have like listened to yodelers before. Occasionally when I was young and watching the Grand Ole Opry, they would have yodelers on.
I was gonna say, what, the one game on Price is Right?
Oh yeah, the one with the little man.
Yes, the little man.
Yodelay, yodelay. Yeah, that's the... You can't yodel and sing. It's impossible. You're asking me to do things that no one is capable of doing.
Well, Brandon is still here because he's in chat right now. Brandon did a lot of this.
Yeah, this is mostly Brandon's doing. So, thanks. I do think that it might be fun because we do have a few more streams.
No, you did most of it, Brandon.
We do have a few more streams that maybe we could just add like an item to the shelf each stream. Just like a little thing. Just, you know, today it's The Rock. You know.
We could also pack those things up.
Yeah, it's one thing, Mal. How many more streams do we have?
Renee says no, the goal is to take items away.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, but hear me out. Hear me out. The shelves they're going to be up for a bit. So since the shelves are going to be up for a bit, you know, what if we put up like an item? I guess we could also use the green screen. The green screen, we can do whatever we want. Anyway, it just feels so bare. It feels so bare. Anyway, I'm going to get through alerts. I have a lot to talk about this morning because we did a few different things yesterday, and they were fun. Well, it was one thing. It was one thing, but it was two things. You know what I'm saying? We saw the Super Mario Brothers movie. And we also watched it at an Alamo Drafthouse. So it was the first time seeing Mario Brothers movie, also first time being in an Alamo Drafthouse, and I have really good things to say about both. This will be a spoiler-free stream. So, we won't spoil anything. Y'all have to also not. But we will talk positively about the movie. And Alamo Drafthouse. Because Alamo Drafthouse was actually, it was really cool. Alright, but first, movie tickets were, how much was the movie ticket? I think the movie was $15, maybe. But also I learned once I was there that if you go on a Tuesday, they're real cheap, like $7. And I was like, that's neat. But you're definitely paying for the experience because you get like the comfy chair. Anyway, I will talk about that in a minute. I gotta get through alerts. We got 12 months from Dan Phoenix. Congrats on the one. 34 months from Frorwolf, 15 months from Star Wars Trekkie, 54 months from Air-3K, 17 months from MCL Blue. We get 800 bits from Dishnet, who says, I don't know what tune this is. My first thought was Goodbye Ruby Tuesday, and then I started singing it. I was like, it's not Goodbye Ruby Tuesday. Goodbye video games. It's been nice. Hope you find your paradise. I have no idea what song that is. Is that a T-Swift? Is that a Goodbye Stranger by Supertramp? Oh, I haven't even heard of Supertramp. Sorry. Now, if you do like a Steely Dan, you do a Steely Dan, I'll probably follow along. Hi, I'm 58 years old. 55 months from Cinderdog. 16 months from Sharkette 126. Oh God, actually older than that.
Come here, baby.
Steely Dan is like late 70s. 18 months from LSemi82. 7 months from Ice Storm 144. 35 months from A-Rails. We get 300 bits. You coming up? Welcome. We got 300 bits and fries. Pikachu says, so I have to ask, has Josh recovered from the emotional damage you did by sneaking up behind him like an evil clown the other day? I have to say I'm a little concerned for him after that. It was, if y'all haven't seen the clip, there's a clip. On Tuesday, Brandon had come over to help us get all the stuff packed up. And we took him back home that evening. When we took him home, we pulled up, and Mal was like, oh, Josh is streaming. You should go bust in on his stream. And I was like, okay. So when we got up there, Josh's bedroom door was cracked, and I could look in the crack and see that he was streaming. And I was just standing outside the door for a moment, and I heard him talking about, Chaz has got the clip. I heard him talking about Tears of the Kingdom. So as soon as he said that, he's like, oh man, Tears of the Kingdom's gonna be great. I just like opened the door, and I'm like, yeah man, Tears of the Kingdom's gonna be awesome. And like Josh did not know anyone was home. And Josh, it was interesting because Josh was alarmed and became more alarmed as it went on. Like Josh screamed and then screamed louder. It was a really wonderful moment. I liked it a lot. And actually, Josh sent me a message later that night, and he said, you know, he said it was very funny, and also it was like one of the benefits to living around people, because Josh has not lived around a lot of people for this sort of thing to even occur. And he's like, I just love that this is something that can just happen. And I was like, you're welcome. We aim to please. Anyway.
I like how he's like, someone asked if we had a key. He's like, no, they were taking Brandon back. And I was like, but we do have a key, Josh.
It's true.
He gave me a key.
It's true.
Not Brandon. Josh gave me the key.
At any moment, when I invade Josh's stream, I hug him. You scare him. At any moment, I could be a guest on Josh's stream. An uninvited guest, just derailing the entire show. Mm-hmm. Listen, Alex and Haley, they just show up. They don't really derail the show, because this show cannot be derailed. This entire show is basically a train that has never been on the tracks and is just going like through the woods. So we're good. We got 15 months from Minator, 41 months from Darling Aces, 32 months from Maya the Siren 182, 15 from Moth Sarcophagus, 15 months from Flip Bentel, 300 bits from Genesis. It says, how are we only 5 minutes into this breakfast stream? A lot can happen in a short amount of time. I haven't even talked to you about Mario. Wait until I do, and you'll go, that's Mario. 5 months from I Will Scream Into the Abyss. 13 months from Dan Phoenix. 29 from Yoshinobu. 53 from Jizak. 17 from Nintendo Nitwit. 5 from Mitchell123. 29 months from Cody the Positron. And 500 bits of Mr. Game Boy. It says, this stream can't be derailed. Is that a challenge? I mean, let me put it this way. The stream is never really on the rails. But can you make it burrow into the earth? Yes. It's not impossible. Look at this. Look at this little guy. Look at this little guy. Huh? Look at this. Look at this little guy. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that little guy. Look at that. Go. Go, little guy, go. Go. Oh. Anyway, that can be clipped, and if anyone ever wants to know what is Breakfast Stream, just send them that clip. So what is the show? That's the show. That's the whole show. Ooh, a game!
Geralt of Rivia and Rosalina team up to hunt down evil Joker, who's hiding in Bowser's castle.
Oh, that's actually the plot of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. That was Bits from Aldo. It says, hope you didn't forget to pack this game, and also hope Rad is off his PTO today, said the source this time. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Rad on Tuesday. He's taking a little break. Geralt and Rosalina team up to hunt down an evil Joker who's hiding in Bowser's castle. I mean, I guess evil Joker would hide there. Oh my god, I got you. I got you. Jump up. Oh. I got you, little buddy. Shadow Joker. Anise gifted a sub to Private Brother for Christ. Thank you, Anise. And we got 500 bits from Alex Butterfly. It says, good morning, grandparents in chat. Hope everyone is doing well. It's going to be 84 degrees here today. 2 days ago, the high was 50. That sounds familiar. Mm-hmm. We've been dealing with stuff, it's basically the same situation, where we would have days where it was in like the high 40s, and then 2 days later it was like, what if it was 86? It's really screwing me up because I'm the type of person that I really want to like permanently make the change into like pants or shorts, and I've had to flip flop. Because I've been wearing a lot of pants, and then I'm like, all right, it's 86 degrees. I have to wear shorts today. So I wear shorts. I'm like, I guess it's shorts time. And then it's like, well, not anymore. It keeps changing. I don't like the change. Just pick a thing. Stay the same. Yeah, same thing. Flip-flop with flip-flops. I've actually been wearing shoes a lot more because I don't like to go for 30-minute walks in flip-flops. I like wearing flip-flops if I'm just gonna like go out and do something, but if I'm gonna go on a walk, I still wear my shoes. So
is it Coos Bay, Oregon, Chaz? It is.
Chad, listen, Chaz, I know that you wanted to do Coos Bay, Oregon. I know. But we chose Raleigh. So now we live in Raleigh, where it can go from 48 to 86. That's just how it is. It's just where we're at.
I had a dream last night.
Coos Bay's so far away.
It is very far. It also does not have a big airport. I had a dream last night that was involving moving, of course.
Really?
And the owner of the house had 2 Christmas trees sent to the house.
Oh, okay.
For us to enjoy before we moved. And they were like live Christmas trees.
Here?
Here.
Okay.
You were really upset. One was like kind of shorter and like
which is weird because
wide,
I love Christmas.
and the other one was like super narrow and like 20 feet tall. There was also like a copperhead snake.
In the tree?
No,
Oh.
it was like in the garage and you grabbed it with your hand, but it was like this big around.
Yeah.
Hi, Subby.
Hi, Subby. Gracious. Yeah, I don't pick up copperheads with my hands.
You did in the dream though, and it was like this big around. It was like...
Did it bite me?
No, you just grabbed it.
I have dreams about snakes sometimes. And it's always like I'm walking and I see a snake and I'm like, don't touch that. But that's the entirety of the dream.
They're starting to be out now.
I know. I think that's why I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Is like
Time
I'm
to
always
watch for it when we're out.
I'm always thinking about like don't run across a snake. We had 1,000 bits from Full Metal Grizz with the George Chikorita starring. Tried to
Help the Chikorita to jump.
I'm trying to I'm doing my best to give him a little boost. We got 46 months tier 3 subby from Tricky Anthea. It says, happy 6 a.m. Therapy has been going pretty good since I last checked in here, and I even got homework. What is my homework exactly? Going to the San Diego Safari Park with my dad, and paperwork. I'm glad therapy's been going well.
Yeah.
Sometimes in therapy you get a little homework. And that can be good. Mm-hmm. Get you thinking about certain things. And going to the Safari Park just sounds like could be fun. You know what I want to do?
When you say that sometimes, I have no idea what's going to come out of your mouth next.
Well, certainly you know it's got to be at least somewhat related to
But we
what
don't
we
have
were
a
talking
zoo.
about. We don't have a zoo?
I don't think we have a zoo.
I just want to go to a place where I can witness animals.
There's an animal in your lab.
Sorry. Other ones.
Like a...
You know what I want to do, though? You know what I want to do? What I want to do is I want to get, like, the nice camera and film an animal. And be like, look at that. I've thought about that. You know? And you're telling me now that there's no zoo.
I mean, I haven't heard of there being a zoo here.
Well, Charlotte probably has one.
Ashboro? Okay.
Ashboro. I guess I could go outside. It's not the same. Because like, I don't have like an elephant.
Anamorphic animal footage.
I would love... I don't own an anamorphic lens, but it's something that I think about sometimes. Alright, I'm not going to talk about this right now. 500 bits from Kiwili Skippy. It says, to help my mental and physical health after taking care of 3 people's jobs, to which I had to train all 3 people, I quit. So this is just me using up some bits to watch the birds. Just filled up their feeder outside.
That's what you could do. Go fill up the bird feeder.
I'll get there. I'll see a bird. Anyway,
I'm sorry that they put all that on you.
Yeah, that's crappy, and also a situation that, like, I've had friends in the same situation where, like, they were given so many people's jobs, and then eventually they're like, what the crap? You know, there's no solution to this, and they also had to leave. So I'm just sending you good vibes. I'm sending you good vibes because that's rough, and I hate that for you. Better things in the future. We got 39 months from Corkay, and then 300 for Cabri. Says Ashboro is where the North Carolina Zoo.
Where is Ashboro?
How far
There's
is
so
Ashboro
many
from here?
boroughs in the state.
And there's 5 boroughs in New York City.
Coffee.
South of Greensboro, west of Pittsburgh. Oh my god. Why did we jump to Florida?
You just... Mal was doing this, and then all of a sudden it showed, like, the whole U.S. And I was like, oh.
It's west of here.
Gabriel says, like, 90 minutes.
We went through there when we went to Charlotte last.
Well, at some point, if maybe the Raleigh crew wants to do, like a zoo trip, I would do that. That'd be fun.
What if we do an art museum trip?
Oh, I'm super down for that, too. I love art museums. It's fun.
They have an outdoor sculpture garden, like the Walker.
Here?
Yeah, in Raleigh.
At the normal one or the contemporary art?
The one by the fairgrounds.
I don't know which one that is. Anyway, we have a few art museums, so I would like to see them at some point. We'll go. We'll get 300 bits from Shy. Says, I like the idea that you guys moved up one state just enough to get a modicum of cold weather, but your reaction to it is sometimes feels like we now live in the northern wilds where the frost keeps us trapped indoors. Well, in fairness, even though we only moved up one state, we moved inland by a lot. So
We're above the fall line.
So the environment has actually changed pretty substantially, because we lived like on the coast. We lived minutes away from the ocean where we lived before. Now we don't, and that change has actually been pretty drastic too. One of the things that has been an adjustment is like not having 100% humidity like all the time. Because the other day it was like 80 degrees, and I went outside and I was like, oh wait, this doesn't feel like 80. It felt like 70 or something. And it's because the humidity that day was only at like 50%. And I was like, oh. And that was nice. It reminded me of when we went to Las Vegas at one time. And we looked at the thing and it was like, it's 100 degrees. And I was like, bull crap. There's no way it's 100 degrees. but it was. There was just no humidity, and because there was no humidity, I could withstand temperatures over 100 degrees like easy, and I was like, this is wild. This is absolutely wild. Anyway, humidity is... it's bad.
You know where there's not as much humidity?
I swear to God, if you say Coos Bay, Oregon. Whose side are you on? You already live here. We got 3 months from Zara Evil, 10 months from Neon Curbs. 3 from Gold Major says, you could film frogs in honor of 2023, but also I heard some rumors about a certain other streamer, not Steven, tonight at 6. Oh yeah, I need to do that right now. Hey, tonight at 7, actually, 7 p.m. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. We might start a little bit early if the stars align in a good way, but tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, Mallory, twitch.tv/Malmakes. Mallory will be doing a stream. If you're not already following Mal on Twitch, do it, because she's doing a stream today. It's her first stream.
Inaugural
stream.
Mm-hmm.
Mal will be there, because it's her stream. I will also be there. It is a cooking stream. We are cooking dinner. It's also one of my favorite meals that Mal makes. See what I did there?
I did.
So yeah, if you're into that, join us. It'll be fun. And we got some special new alerts that are for Mal that Chaz made. It's gonna be exciting. After this stream, I'm spending most of my day making sure that it's all set to go. Anyway, yeah, if I'm lucky, we might get the stream up by like 6:30 for like a little pre-show thing, but I kind of suspect that it'll just be closer to 7. So
yeah,
I would just assume that it'll be 7. 30 bits from Anise who says, okay, so the Extra Life page is live already. What part of the shovel library should chat push for? It's true. The Extra Life page is live, and I know people are always like, what specifically are you doing? I don't know exactly, but it'll almost certainly involve Wii. So like, you are very safe to donate towards Wii starting now if you really wanted to.
we sort of started talking about like an exact date, but as far as I know, we didn't pick it.
Late October.
Yeah.
Late October. Actually, yeah, Chaz. The only reason we didn't pick a date was we wanted to make sure that that you could. The most important person at Extra Life is actually Chaz.
Yeah, more so than us even.
Yeah,
yeah.
So we wanted to make sure it worked for Chaz. So Chaz, you look at the calendar, you pick a date, and you message me, and I'll put it on the thing, and we'll make it official. But late October, mid to late October, is.
Chaz is the best, the best, the best. Try to be wrong, you can't.
Well timed.
You can't. Chaz is the best, the best, the best. Try to be wrong, you can't. You can't.
2203 from Cog9 says, Chaz made the alerts, you say. It's true. It's true. Yeah, so that's tonight. That'll be great. And Extra Life is only 6 months away. Feels like it just happened.
I know.
But nope. 6 months. Half of the year. One thing at a time. Let's move first. Yeah.
Oh
boy!
First. A land made of milk and honey.
Yeah.
Anyway, 500 bits from Safrina. Hello, buddy. Boop. Safrina says, in the category of crappy jobs, the job I had before this one decided to outsource our entire 5-man team, leaving only 2 people to train up the company the jobs were outsourced to. The company gave us remaining 2 persons pink slips with 6 months notices. Man, I do not miss that job. I'm sorry to hear that. Let's all just have like a I was gonna say pour one out, which I won't do because this is coffee and I'm on the couch. But the what is it called when you do something ceremoniously? Oh, ceremoniously pouring one out for everyone who has dealt with a crappy job recently or at some point in their life. So, a toast? Is that what I'm thinking of? I think I wanted metaphorical. But I said ceremoniously. Whatever. Maybe I wanted symbolically. I don't know. We're you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, a little tip because lots of folks have dealt with some really terrible positions. So raise the. It's quite literally a toast. I don't have enough drinks to pour out for my job history. Oh, it's a little bird train. Bird parade. We get 305 bits from Anorak. Says you guys should try the Lazy 5 Ranch in Mooresville, about two and a quarter hours away from Raleigh. Super cool experience. A tractor ride through an environment full of African animals and farm animals. Interesting.
Now, where is Mooresville?
Well, it's about 2.25 hours away from Raleigh. Mal's just adding stuff to her. Mal has a little Google Maps thing where she keeps like
it's north
pins.
of Charlotte. Okay.
So you can put the pin for Lazy 5 Ranch for another thing to possibly check out.
You know what I want to go check out?
North of Charlotte.
That's it. That's a video game store. There's a vintage market I want to go see.
A vintage market?
In Concord, which may be Concord in North Carolina.
Yeah, well, it's pronounced differently depending on where you are in the U.S.
There's also a Lodge factory store I want to go to in Charlotte.
Oh, for the
It's also in Concord.
like cast iron place?
Yeah.
Concord. Okay.
I also have a place called Kerrigan Farms saved as a swimming hole.
A swimming hole?
Yeah.
Let's go Canes! I get to say that now.
Let's go Canes.
Anyway, Jesse, thanks for the tip. I do want to film an animal. What I really want to do, which I can't do anytime soon because I can't justify the purchase, but I really want to get a like a long lens. I want to get a long lens, and then I want to film an animal.
Film Kepler.
I don't need a long lens to film Kepler. I can, like, Kepler and me can touch. But, like, elephant, can't touch elephant. Elephant over there, and I'm, like, over here, and I'm like, and I can't quite get it. I just want you to know. This is what I think about. 5 months from Digit K. We got 10 months from Legend of Kiara. 300 bits from Shy. It's hashtag leathercook. You gonna be cooking?
Because we haven't packed the kitchen.
Yeah, yeah. So this week, Mao is doing her, her stream tonight, and then after that, we'll see what happens because we will be packing up lots of stuff. Like the studio is packed.
Yeah.
The studio's already packed. The kitchen will be getting packed.
Tabletop stream is packed.
Tabletop stream is packed.
Coffee.
It's fine. It's fine. We got 300 bits from Furry Zoe. It says, good morning, grandparents. Speaking of cooking, I wanted to share that I'm attempting to cook more. So far, I've made crock pot, slow cooker, mac and cheese, and blueberry cheesecake cupcakes with cheesecake frosting and purple sanding sugar.
Cool. Crock pot meals and instant pot meals are great.
They are.
If you're just learning, they're easy. You don't have to do a whole lot.
Yeah. Yeah, and even beyond just learning, they're really good because they don't take a lot of time and effort, and you can get a lot of food out of it and a lot of leftovers. So, shout out to everyone that's taking the time to cook for themselves, whether it's something that's like a new skill that you're learning, or if you're just doing it because you're like, hey, it's cheaper than eating out. Here's to you. And I've always really enjoyed cooking. Mao enjoys cooking more than me. So a lot of times Mal's the one figuring out the meals, but I like to be in the kitchen at the very least to like assist with the process.
Mm-hmm.
It's also fun, but you know so much more than I do. You know, the thing that impresses me the most is, I mean, I guess to some extent it's like your general knowledge of like how to do various like things in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
But then also sometimes you can, like, if you're tasting something, you're like, ah, this needs this. And
That's like relatively new though. That's not something I could do.
That part is real wild to
That's
me.
not something I did 10 years ago.
Yeah, but that part's the like one of the coolest things is like Mel tastes something, it's like, ah, this needs paprika, and I'm like, how do you know that? And I have no idea. And I taste something, generally I'm like, ah, this needs salt. I'm usually right, but it can also need something else too.
Big kitties.
All food needs like way more salt than you think. We get 300 bits of Maldo. It says, happy that we'll be getting more Wii Extra Life, but hoping we can do GameCube again someday to finish that Mario Party game and also play the Skittles game. The Skittles game?
I almost turned around to look.
There's no Skittles game on GameCube. Unless there's one in, like, the PAL region or something. I'm pretty familiar. There's an M&M's game, I think. There is, and it's Us.
US.
And, oh, I can read. M&M. Yeah, there's M&M games. There's not a Skittles game. Sorry, I will Google this. There is a Skittles game.
Darkened Sky.
I'm familiar with Darkened Sky as a game. Darkened Sky Skittles. What? Hold on. Darkened Sky. It is Skittles. Okay. Darkened Sky is a third-person action-adventure video game developed by Boston Animation. It was released for Microsoft Windows and GameCube in North America in 2002 and the PAL regions in 2003. The game was also packaged with Outlaw Golf. Its title character is a young woman named Sky who lives in a fantasy realm searching for her mother. She can perform magic using Skittles candies, as well as use her staff as a melee weapon. Her staff becomes an energy weapon when used in conjunction with the Skittles.
My hair's real soft today.
So when you said a Skittles game, I was like, I'm real familiar with GameCube Library. There's no game about Skittles.
Pork.
Also, I don't think there's any M&M games on GameCube. I think those are all on Wii. But I thought that you were referring to like M&Ms. But no, you mean Skittles game as in Darkened Sky, which it's not like, oh, the candies look like Skittles. It's apparently licensed Skittles. Sorry, I'm going to read just a little bit more about this because I didn't know anything about this, and this is wild. Publishers Simon & Schuster Interactive wanted to develop games based on M&Ms, given how recognized the candy characters were. While negotiating with Mars Incorporated, Simon & Schuster also talked about using Skittles, which would be a backup plan in case M&Ms ended up unavailable. Eventually, Mars gave the license to both brands, with the Skittles one being inspired by the assumption that the computer game based on Skittles could make the brand more popular, as the confectionary's consumption declined with people older than 20. After the M&M's video games sold well, producer Elizabeth Braswell was asked to develop the Skittles game. While she first refused the job, Braswell eventually decided to work on it by focusing on gameplay and humor. The 300-page script by lead writer and designer Andy Wolfendam was written and submitted to Mars, which only asked to change a joke, utterances of damn, and remove all the snakes from the game. Sorry, it's a direct quote. Remove all the snakes from the game. When Braswell asked for clarification, they said that there could be snake-like creatures, but no actual snakes. Executive producer Dale DeSharon stated that the game's concepts were inspired by the Skittles television commercials of the Taste the Rainbow campaign.
I need to see some screenshots.
DeSharon led a team of over 50 people in Kyiv across 2 years, working on Darkened Sky simultaneously with M&M's The Lost Formulas. By the time Darkened Sky was finished, Simon & Schuster considered removing the Skittles association. But the developers already incorporated the candy into the gameplay and in-game text, so it ended up with only no references to Skittles on the box cover. Boston Animation largely outsourced the development and programming to a team based in Ukraine. The PC version was shipped in January 2002, while the GameCube version was released in November the same year. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely, I did not know. Game Trailers placed Darkened Sky as number 2 in their top 10 shameless licensed games, behind Chase the Chuckwagon for the Atari 2600. Games Radar had the game in their worst mashups list, while
There's a screenshot.
Amazing. I knew it was like a fantasy game, but I had no idea it had anything to do with Skittles. Because I know what the box art looks like in my head. Games Radar had the game in their worst mashups list, while the appearance of Skittles was part of their list of worst product cameos in gaming. Yeah, based on the box art, you would have no idea it has anything to do with Skittles, which is why I was like, there's no Skittles game. I love that a lot. I love that a lot. I'm looking forward to a future where we play that, because that's incredible. Anyway, we get 500 bits from Mr. Gameboy. It says, so Mal, from me, would you like subs or bits later today? Gotta test Chaz's programming somehow. Mal will be streaming at 7. You're welcome to show up and test everything that you would like yourself. There are some things I think that we haven't like quite tested, but it's probably fine. It's probably fine. Like I said, after this stream, I have quite a bit to do today on my end locally to get everything set up for Mal. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. 500 bits of Alex Butterfly says, I do appreciate that you do Extra Life roughly 6 months apart from TRG Colo just so everyone can recover from the chaos. Well, we did Extra Life first by like several years. So when TRG Colo was starting to like be created, that was my request, was please do this.
And about every year, we are, the group is like, so when do we want to do it? And we are like, please not the fall for our sakes.
Yeah, no, I straight up told them, I'm like, hey, don't do it then. Mm-hmm. Like, when the event started to be created, it was like, Extra Life is a big deal for us. It's our big charity event. It needs to be as far apart from our event as possible. And like Emil, who loves Extra Life, was like, oh, I'm super on board with that. Yeah. So like the event was 6 months away. And since then it's like moved a little bit because we've done it
here and there.
But it's always been not on the same side of the year. Mm-hmm. And there's been occasions where like it's come up in like a meeting of like, you know, this year should we do it in the fall? And like very quickly I show up and I'm like, nope. You may not. Do not do that. Thankfully, we've kept them separate. We get 18 months from RoboBear. 300 bits from Genesis, who says, well, the New York Islanders might be playing the Canes in the first round of the playoffs, so I may be rooting against you soon.
That's who we saw.
Yeah, the New York Islanders were playing the Canes the day that we saw
I bought this hoodie.
Yeah. So, that's funny. You know what was surprising to me?
How many Islanders fans were there?
That was wild. Mm-hmm. That was wild. Like, because I'm thinking, New York is like, it's not close.
Aho versus Aho.
It's really not close. It's pretty far away. And the fact that there were that many Islanders fans there, I was like, this is wild. How did they do this? New Yorkers do love the sports. You know, actually, there was a part where I was walking around the rotunda or whatever, like looking for food. And there was a New York Islanders fan who like had parked himself in the rotunda and was just loudly going, "Let's go, Islanders!" But it was just him. But it was so loud that it was like filling the rotunda. And I was like, that person flew here to do that. And I was like, that's amazing. No further information, no further things I need to go over. Just that person is a true fan of a team. It was incredible. 300 bits from Cabria says there's also Carolina Tiger Rescue in Pittsburgh. Oh, we had
Kitten Lady worked for them for a while.
We had some sort of tiger rescue in
Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach. I don't know if it was the same one, but we had some sort of thing there. We also had the Tiger Man. I don't remember his name.
Tiger King?
Is it Tiger King? I never watched the show. I know everyone was really enamored with the show for a bit, but he was in Myrtle Beach for a bit. Tony. Nah, Tony's in the pantry with Brown Square. We got 29 months from Jade Jennings. 300 bits from Cheesehammer says, man, I am so looking forward to the stream tonight. I mean, there's no way you'd do a kitchen stream and leave me out, right? You'd never be that cruel, right? Is there even any cheese tonight? No, there is some cheese. It's just already prepared.
It is already prepared.
Doesn't need hammered. We got a subscription from Loch Ness Monster.
Welcome.
Welcome. 300 from Cheesehammer says, also, I've been watching through the Fallout 4 Let's Play some more, and next episode is the Red Death boss fight. Man, it sounds like this is going to be an epic fight. I am hyped, though Grit still needs to use sledgehammers more. The Red Death is one of my favorite moments of Fallout 4. I really loved it. I really, really loved it. I hope you do as well. 41 months from Cherry Blossom 91. 300 from Adrian says, also you said Eminem, so Mom Spaghetti. 11 months from Team Riptide. 100 bits from Gibber Woods. We got 305 bits from Furry Zoe. Says, in regards to my mac and cheese, one part of the recipe confuses me. It specifically says that I needed freshly shredded extra sharp cheddar and that I can't use the pre-shredded stuff. But then it tells me I can use processed slices of American cheese.
So pre-shredded cheddar has stuff in it so it doesn't clump together.
Yeah.
And sometimes that does affect melting.
Yeah. It can.
And because you're not changing the temperature yourself and the crock pot is doing it, there's more of a chance it will do its weird thing.
Okay. For a minute I was like, is there music playing? But then I heard it again. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to. I mentioned it already, but like I have a kind of a mental list of all of the things that are like some of my favorite things that Mal makes for food, and the thing that's being made tonight is high on my list. I don't know if it's number one. I don't know what number one would be. Maybe it's number one. It's really good. You haven't made it in a while either.
No, I haven't.
I really like it. Top 3.
Top 3?
Maybe top 3. You'll see. Somber Mink gifted a sub to Popski. Hey, Popski. Hope you're doing well. We got 55 months from Tachi Gamer. 300 bits from Basunas. It says the Canes being... Hi, Gramps. Basunas says the Canes being a relatively new and southern team has its faults at times. Cary, North Carolina has a bunch of New York transplants as well. The concentrated area of relocated Yankees. Bunch of clowns, in my opinion. That's true. Like if you have transplants, that could also explain why there's people in a particular place. That actually is one of the reasons that Myrtle Beach has so many Steelers fans. There's a lot of people from Pittsburgh in Myrtle Beach, and there's actually one of the places that we ate lunch at a lot was a Steelers bar. It was a bar for Steelers fans, and they had Pittsburgh Steelers stuff up everywhere. So, Noah, boo. So, yeah, transplants could actually affect that in a big way. I hadn't really considered that, but that is also true. So, I got through alerts. I'm going to tell you about the things I wanted to tell you about, which is the Super Mario Brothers movie. It'll be spoiler free. I ask you also stay spoiler free, and then also Alamo Drafthouse, which we had never been to. First things first. Alamo Drafthouse. We had never been to one. It is a really cool experience. The theaters themselves are smaller. They have less seats in them. The seats are bigger. They have like recliners. They have like the table where because you can order food. You can order food
and drinks
throughout the film. And what we did is we arrived. They told me on the thing because I had never been to one. And when I got the tickets, it was like arrive 30 minutes early for a pre-show. It's like don't arrive more than 30 minutes early, but arrive 30 minutes early. And I was like, okay. So we arrived 30 minutes early and we sat down, and they're running things that are relevant to your movie. So for 30 minutes, they just ran like retro Mario ads.
Japanese Mario
like
ads.
Japanese Mario ads.
There
and I
was
was
one
like,
that was
this
for
is
a
so
desk.
cool. It was so cool to sit there and watch all of that stuff. And so I'm sitting there and we're just watching all this stuff, and like there's an entire menu. So we ordered like some food and some drinks, and then it came out almost by the time the movie started. The movie had just gotten mostly started. The crowd was great. So one of the things of Alamo Drafthouse is that there are apparently real big sticklers.
Morning, Josh.
Morning, Josh. You're just in time because we're talking about Drafthouse. Apparently they're real big sticklers about talking during a film. Like
In phones.
Like you cannot talk. You cannot check your phone. If you do that, you will be asked to leave. And
because you're ordering food, there's constantly employees in there. So
yeah. So it's a really cool environment because you can't you're not going to be interrupted. There's not going to be like, we tried to watch this movie, but there were people behind us that wouldn't show up. Like that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So the movie experience itself is really good, and then it's elevated even further because like you're in a comfy chair and like you want a drink, you just get a drink. Which is another cool thing. Like we ended up eating like more traditional food because that was also our dinner. But if you were going to just catch a movie, you could just get like a drink of popcorn, and like you don't have to go out to concessions to refill that. There's a button, and you just hit a button, and like they'll come get your cup or your popcorn bucket and refill it for you. Yeah, Josh says, I got warm chocolate chip cookies delivered directly to my seat. It was real good. Like, that's a really cool experience. That's just a really... I didn't know what to expect when I walked in, and every part of the thing was really cool because I don't know if it's like this at every Alamo Drafthouse, but the one in Raleigh also is a video rental store. So there was all of these really like obscure VHS rentals. So it was a lot. There was like several hundred. And we were like looking through the store a little bit.
I was looking through cult classics, and I only knew 2 movies.
Yeah, Manos was in there.
Manos was in there.
So, yeah, it was really neat. Like an entire video rental store. The bathrooms were also really cool because instead of having like just big restrooms of like, oh, this is the men's restroom, they didn't do that. Instead, it was a long hallway, and there were probably like 20 bathrooms, and they were each their own individual door that had
like a full door.
Like a full door
Yeah.
that was so there were rooms. Instead of don't think of it as a bathroom. Think of it as a hallway that has
They were
like
not
20
stalls.
rooms. They weren't stalls. It was like 20 different rooms, and they have the thing on it that's like vacant or occupied. And then it just shows on the door what's inside. So some of them have just like a toilet logo. Some of them are like toilet and then also handicap logo, so you know it's big enough for
A
wheelchair.
access.
And then they also had a separate room that was just like a room of urinals. So if you just needed a urinal, there's like a whole. But it was like there's like 20 rooms, and I was like, this is such a really cool way
You know
of
how you
doing
go into
bathrooms.
like smaller, like fast casual restaurants?
Yeah.
And they have like the one bathroom.
It was like that, but like 20 of
Yeah.
them. I was like, that's the best way to do a bathroom. Best way, because then you're not like you have your own private bathroom, which is wonderful. You know, why not just do that? It's basically a bunch of gender neutral bathrooms. and they're labeled easily, so you know which ones are big enough for wheelchair access. And there's so many of them that you don't have to wait on it. It's really well designed. I was impressed by that. And then, you know, the theater experience was great. Anyway, it was really cool. We haven't seen a movie
since pre-2020.
I think so. I don't think
Yeah.
I think it's been before. Yeah, since
Yeah.
we've been to like a theater, and that got me excited about movies again. Honestly, I was sitting in there and I was like, "This is really cool. This is really neat. Like this a lot." I would show up early to see the whatever it is they were running on the thing. Yeah, we saw 10 Cloverfield Lane. Certainly, there's been something since then. We saw The Hobbit. Was The Hobbit after that? I don't remember. It's just been like. Been a lot. Movies are exciting. True. But the idea of like me getting excited to go to a theater has been zero. I'm like, I don't want to go to a theater. I'll just watch it at home where I have a blanket.
I want to see Barbie Sapphire Becca.
But the experience of being in that theater was like, oh, I would go to a theater again. Morning, Emil.
Good morning, Emil.
Yeah, the wall's naked. Yeah,
This is new since Tuesday.
It's true. Yeah, I don't have any like immediate plans to see any other films, but if someone in Raleigh wanted to see a film,
Well, Noah just said when I visit, I want to go.
if someone in Raleigh wanted to see a film and they sent a message to the group and they're like, "Hey, do y'all want to go see a movie?" If it was at the Alamo Drafthouse, I would probably go because I'm like, that was great. I just the opportunity to be there and like experience that was really neat. And I don't see, if I saw movies all the time in theaters, then I don't know that I would go to Alamo just because it would probably get expensive.
What about Tuesdays? NDL says Tuesdays.
I could go on Tuesdays. That's true. Yeah. The other thing, here's the other thing. This is just another little fun thing that I like about this experience, is that I bought the tickets online, and it's not a seat yourself situation. Like you buy the individual seats you want.
Yeah.
So our group all sat together.
We
And
didn't
that
have
was
to,
great.
like-
Oh, I have something else good to say. Sorry, I have a lot of good things to say about Alamo. I was really impressed by Alamo, and I have a lot of good things to say about it. Not only do we all get to sit together because you buy the seat individually online that you want, so you choose exactly where you want to sit. The other thing was that I had originally bought 7 tickets, and then Dan ended up not being able to go. Dan's in Florida, and he ended up staying a little longer than he thought. So I had an extra ticket, and I was like, doesn't hurt to see if they'll refund it. So I called, and they did. And it was the same day. Like, we were going to see the movie later that night, and I called earlier that day, and I was like, hey, I just wanted to see if, I bought 7 tickets. I ended up only needing 6 because, one of my friends can't make it. And they're like, yeah, we can do that, no problem. And I was like, what? Oh my God, amazing. So yeah, every part of the experience from start to finish, well, I was like very impressed. Very impressed. Cool business.
All went. It was everyone except Dan because Dan was in Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, the other 6 of us went, so... Yeah, it was neat. And I actually I looked up online to see what the refund policy is, and that's just their refund policy. Is like if you need a refund, they're like, we'll take care of it, no problem, and just do it an hour before showtime. At least an hour before showtime, and they'll do it. And I was like, incredible. The other thing is that and I haven't tested this policy, but it says it on their website, is that if you're late to your movie, so if you're late to your movie, they won't let you into the movie. That's that's the other thing about the draft house is like if you're late, like it's closed, you can't get in. However, if you're late, it says on their website they're like, we'll just reschedule your movie. And I'm like, that's amazing. So you're telling me, you get there and you're like, I couldn't make the movie because I'm late. And they're like, oh, it's no problem. We'll just reschedule your showing. And I'm like, this is like very like pro-consumer moves. I'm very impressed. Very impressed. Just wanted to get all that off my chest because like that's a lot that they're doing really good for the end user there. We get 300 bits from Swishy. It says, shout out to the time my boyfriend and I did the VIP movie experience. They brought a 3-course meal, but all at once, and right when the movie started, trying to eat in the dark while our ice cream melted was a thing. So, yeah, if I had to say one thing, and it's not a huge slight, but it's the one like thing that did not happen as I expected it to, was when I was looking at the menu. I was sitting next to Mao, and the other thing is that they were like, hey, is any of you together? And I was like, yeah, we're together. Because what happens is 30 minutes before the movie ends, they bring your tab, and you just put your card out, and they just take it, and they do take care of all of that. And so I was like, oh, do you want to get an appetizer? And I was like, sure, I'll share an appetizer with you. And I was like, okay. So we got an appetizer. I got like some pickle fries. So when I wrote on my menu card, because you write what you want and then you call the person over and they take it, I had written pickle fries appetizer, and then I had gotten a sandwich and a drink. So I left it out and my drink came, and I was like, okay. And then it was a little while later, the sandwich came, and I was like, the sandwich. Okay.
Pickle fries were a chaser, Steven.
So I ate the sandwich, and then I sat there and I was like, it was like 20 minutes later, and I was like, I wonder if I'm going to get the, I wonder if the pickle fry, maybe they forgot about it. But then
Brandon ordered something.
They did not forget. They did show up. It was just after the sandwich, and I was like, all right.
Brandon was next to me, and he ordered something, because I saw him write something, hit it, and then hit the button.
Yeah.
And then the guy came and then left with it, and then came back and told Brandon they were out of it.
Okay. Yeah, so I kind of understand what Swishy was saying, because they did bring my stuff out in a slightly bizarre order, but I also assume that the sandwich takes a lot less time to make than something that's actually fried, so I'm like, it's fine. It did not impair my movie viewing experience. I was just briefly like, I wonder if they forgot to do the thing. They did not. We had 24 months. From Bubbles8738, congrats on the 2. 9 months from Galactic Baron. Murno GC gifted a sub to Gibberwoods. We got 300 bits from Shia, says, I can't say I recommend it since I haven't seen it yet, but it's opening weekend in the US for Suzume, the new Makoto Shinkai film, the director I really like, which I'm very excited for. More anime shilling. Who could have guessed that from me? I have not heard of it, in fairness. Wait, maybe. I don't remember the title, but I did just see like an ad somewhere
For something?
for an anime movie that was opening. So it might have been that one, but I don't remember exactly what it was. And I don't remember where I saw it now. Now I'm like, did I see it at the theater?
No,
I don't
didn't
remember.
see it at the theater.
Okay, then it must have been like a web ad. I'm not sure. Anyway. Yeah, now I want to watch movies. You watch a movie and then you want to watch movies. It's a never-ending cycle. Andy Elner's all about it. We got 31 months from Starry Phoenix. Starry Phoenix, thank you. So I talked about Alamo. The other thing I want to talk about before we wrap up is I do want to say, spoiler-free, that the Super Mario Brothers movie is worth watching. If you're here, you're probably into video games and you're probably into Nintendo. Like, that's enough. That's enough. You will thoroughly enjoy yourself. It was very, very fun. It was very, very fun, and I found myself spending a lot of my time during the film just like looking in the background nonstop because I was just enamored with all of the tiny little Easter eggs and references that they were putting everywhere. It was fun. It was very, very fun. Like, I think it's, as a movie, I think just the layperson would enjoy it, even if they didn't know anything about Nintendo. I think it's a fun movie for kids. But if you know anything about Nintendo or the Mario games, like, it's worth going to see. It really is. And also, it is, at this point, the highest...
Grossing animated or something?
It's the highest opening weekend
That's it.
for an animated film. I don't know if it's the highest grossing animated film, but I don't remember what I read at this point. But it did very good. It did very, very good. So there's gonna be more of them.
Yeah.
There's definitely gonna be more of them. There's definitely gonna be more of them. Anyway, I don't know that I have anything else to add about the film, really.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't want to like spoil anything for anybody, and there's not a whole. In fairness, there's not like a whole lot to spoil. There's just Mario and Luigi are on the screen, but it was it was a very fun film. Haley said that she went in with an expectation of 0. And she left. She's like, I was thoroughly impressed. She's like, I set my expectations at basically nothing, and she's like, it was actually extremely fun. And I was like, yeah, it was really good. It was really, really good. So I was happy about that. Oh, I never did this also. So let's run the beans.
Coffee.
Let's run the beans. We got. Is it better or worse than the original live action?
Haley really likes the original live action.
The original is very fun.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
What was that?
I don't know.
What makes that noise?
So, it's gonna. So, hi YouTube. Hey YouTube, how you doing? It's like we spoke about the 1993 Super Mario Brothers film, and it was like, what? It's gonna take a minute to come back on because the power of the whole house shut off.
Yeah.
Which means that the router shut off. Or
Isn't the router on a...
Is the router on a thing? Everything
should be on a
It
UPS.
should be on a thing, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
It should be. Is it? Yeah, it is, I think. Yeah, it is. Well, then it should only take a moment, I think, possibly. Maybe? I don't know. Should possibly only take a moment. I'm still watching it. Come on back, internet. Come on back. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yep, we're back in the green. All right, we should be back. We back. Hey. I was telling Mal, I was like, that's very funny that we were like started to talk about the 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie, and then once we did, it was like
No.
it was like no. During the Patreon, it's all right. You have to catch the YouTube version. Yeah, the power in the entire house just flashed. Why? Don't know. No idea. But we are moving, so it won't be a problem in a month.
Coffee.
Anyway, where were we? Let's continue. We had 300 bits from Will Peters who says, here's the thing. Illumination, the partner studio, always makes their money back on their movies. And they did. The budget was $100 million, and it's made $400 million. It's pretty good.
Yes, Popsky.
It's pretty good. We got 300 from Adrian who says, throwing in a note about the director mentioned, Makoto Shinkai, he's directed lots of movies, 5 centimeters per second, Weathering with You, but my favorite is Your Name. Oh, have I seen that?
You watched it over my shoulder on a plane.
That's right. That's why I think I saw it. Highly recommend watching. Yeah, Mal has seen it, and I have kind of seen it. A little bit, sort of. We threw the 300 from Shy says, Nintendo says no, shut it down. There is no 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie. It doesn't exist. Anyway, alright, so I talked about the things I wanted to talk about. Before I let you go, another little reminder that if you're not already following Mal is going to be doing her first stream, her inaugural stream tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. We're both going to be in the kitchen cooking. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. We haven't done a cooking stream in a while.
Yeah.
So that's going to be fun. Will people be able to cook along? Do they have to prepare anything in advance?
I mean, they have to get ingredients.
Okay.
You want me to go get the list?
You could tweet it later. Be
Okay.
like, I'm going to do a stream. If you want to cook along, here's the ingredient list. That's something you could do if you want. Because, like, people might like to join in on
I'll do that right after stream.
Okay. You go make
After
some
this
mouse
stream.
Yeah, we're gonna be making dinner.
Yeah.
So not any dessert stuff, but at some point,
Yeah.
quite possibly.
Yeah.
Mal likes making sweets, and I like eating them. So it's a really good team effort because I'll eat things. If you make it, I'll put it in my mouth. 39 months from Hiss Ranger, thank you. Besides the stream tonight, I don't think there's anything else to announce.
No, my stream tonight, tomorrow Galaxy.
Tomorrow we're finishing up the stars. I'm pretty sure. I've heard some rumors that like the very end of Galaxy 2 is super hard, and we may not finish that tomorrow. But otherwise, I really suspect we're gonna have 240 stars by the end of the night. We only need like 15 or something. We don't need many. There's not many. Probably. I don't know. What if I beat it without it taking it? So there's people telling me it was going to take me hours and hours and hours. And I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? I've never played a Mario level that took me hours and hours and hours and hours. Like, is Galaxy 2 really that difficult? Maybe. We'll find out. Listen, the trick is to just like long jump. Even the final level of Cat World didn't take us that long.
Yeah.
It wasn't that terribly difficult. It took a few tries, but there are people telling me like it'll take you an entire stream to finish the last level of Galaxy 2. And I'm like, you're telling me it's gonna take 3.5 hours. I'm like, that just seems like a lot. Alright, otherwise, yeah, I don't have anything to announce. No. Stay tuned.
For moving news.
Yeah, I'll get vlogs out as much as I can, but things have been rough because we're doing packing, and then also we're spending time dealing with stuff at the other house.
That's what I'm doing today.
Yeah. You're gonna be over there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Josh.
It's fine.
Hey Josh, what are you doing at like 11:30?
Yeah, well, there's more stuff to pack. It is kind of unfortunate because Alex and Haley did have to go out of town.
Brandon's gone too.
And Brandon's gone too.
And
Dan's not back yet.
Yeah.
So
I'll message you, Josh.
Yeah, we'll probably enlist Josh's help for packing some stuff at some point soon. But yeah, we'll get it all done. And Alex and Haley will probably help us unpack.
Yeah, everyone will help us unpack.
I'm gonna honestly, Alex is the one who built the billies and put them up. I'm just gonna make him do that again. Like, I'm just gonna once they get back from Wisconsin and we're finally in the new place, I'm gonna be like, you do this. And he'll probably do it because that's what he did before, so it's fine. They took Leica with them. No one's watching Leica. They're driving, so Leica gets to go visit the big yard. There's a big yard. We got 16 months from Gilfrin, 28 months from Nomi Bookworm 1984. Appreciate it. All right, that's it. We're done. Thank you all so much for being here this morning. If you weren't aware, Nintendo at 10, so 15 minutes ago, did release a 3-minute. It's the final trailer for Tears of the Kingdom. I don't know if we'll watch it because we didn't watch the gameplay thing, so I don't know if I'm going to watch this either. But it's out if you want to see it, so you can check that out. We'll see you tomorrow night. Yeah. No, wait. We'll see you tonight. Tonight. I'm not used to doing that.
No, tonight.
Thursday night. We'll see you tonight on Mal's channel for cook time.
And if you want to cook alongside me, check Twitter in 10 minutes.
Cool. Sounds good. All right. See y'all tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern on Mal Mix.